Why did Tim the Toolman Taylor make a recent TV comeback? Which Home Improvement star did producers consider killing off? And which cast member quit acting when the show wrapped? Hi, I'm Joe, and you're watching OSSA. Tim Allen as Tim the Toolman Taylor. Would you believe that Tim Allen's career started out on a dare? After rising to the challenge posed by one of his friends, Allen performed at a comedy night in 1975. He quickly established himself, acting in local television commercials and appearing on cable comedy shows. Yet Allen's rising fame fell apart when he was arrested for drug trafficking 3 years after his breakthrough. The man who would become one of TV's favorite on-screen dads was in prison for just over 2 years. Speaking to Closer about the experience, Allen said, "It put me in a position of great humility, and I was able to make amends to friends and family and refocus my life on setting and achieving goals." Upon his release, he continued to explore comedy, mainly focusing on stand-up and appearing in numerous late-night talk shows and specials. This ultimately led to the creation of Home Improvement in 1991, which is where he cemented his status as one of comedy's biggest names. During the show's 8-season run, Allen also starred in a number of films, including Disney's The Santa Claus and as the voice behind Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story. Both movies were extended into popular film franchises that continued well after Home Improvement wrapped in 1999. Yet Allen still faced substance abuse problems and ultimately went to rehab after being charged with a DUI in 1997. Today, he's proud to have been sober for over 20 years. "Comedy is my coping mechanism. It always has been," he once said. Allen has 2 daughters, one with his first wife, Laura Diebel, and another with his current wife, actress Jane Hadjic. Playing Mike Baxter, the father of 3 daughters on his current sitcom Last Man Standing, Allen taps into his personal experience. The actor draws from reality in most roles he plays, which he says are an extension of things I've done in my life. Speaking of which, Allen recently merged his 2 sitcom roles in a hotly anticipated crossover episode of Last Man Standing, aptly named Dual Time. Since it's the show's 9th and final season, he decided the time was right for Mike Baxter to meet Tim Taylor. Allen called the experience peculiar, telling Entertainment Tonight, "It was challenging for me to do both parts and kind of emotional." One of the reasons for this was because of the way it connected to one of Allen's late Home Improvement co-stars, Earl Hindman as Wilson W. Wilson. Who knew that a man who only showed the top half of his face would become a sitcom icon? Having started his acting career in the late 60s, Hindman was best known for playing villains in movies like The Taking of Pelham 123. In terms of television, he made his name in soap opera Ryan's Hope. Yet it was in Home Improvement that he truly captured hearts as Tim's trusty neighbor Wilson, who was always ready to share sage advice. Wilson's face below his eyes was never revealed, which became a running joke. Initially, he looked over the fence that separated him and Tim's houses, and later his face was hidden in various creative ways. In real life, Hindman and Allen developed a special bond. In 2003, at the age of 61, the beloved actor sadly died from lung cancer. Allen used the Last Man Standing crossover episode to pay tribute to his friend and former co-star. "I adored the man, and we kind of brought that up in the story," Allen told Entertainment Tonight. "I started thinking about all the history I had with that TV show, how I compare it to my life on this show. It's all about loss is all I kept saying in that episode." While there's been buzz around a possible Home Improvement revival, nothing has been confirmed to date. Years after the show ended in 1999, it was revealed that the timing had a lot to do with Allen's on-screen wife, Patricia Richardson as Jill Taylor. Richardson wasn't originally cast as Jill. In fact, Frances Fisher, primarily known as a dramatic actress, played the role in the original pilot, yet she was seen as too serious. While Richardson was initially unconvinced about being a last-minute replacement for Fisher, she and the show's producers loved her comedic chemistry with Allen. "The network said we need to have someone that challenges him and is as much a feminist as he is a masculinist," Richardson recalled. "She embodied those qualities, and so a beloved sitcom family was born." But after 8 seasons, Richardson was ready for something new. While Allen was up for a 9th season, he refused to do it without her, rejecting suggestions that they kill off Jill and continue. The two both refused the millions they were offered to continue. After Home Improvement wrapped, Richardson took a 4-year break from acting, choosing to see her 3 kids through college. Upon her return, she deliberately avoided comedy. Speaking about sitcom acting to TV Guide magazine, she said, "It's such a difficult thing to do. The network gets involved, they're there every day, and have more opportunity to ruin it. That's why she turned to drama. acting in critically acclaimed series including Strong Medicine and The West Wing, and in numerous independent films and Hallmark movies. She's currently the LA local president of the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation for Television and Radio Artists. Having recently become a grandmother, Richardson's been quiet on the acting front, preferring to spend time with her family. Having let her hair grow gray over lockdown, she's also looking very different these days. The actress recently said she feared that Alan had never forgiven her for effectively ending Home Improvement. "He loved Tim Taylor," Richardson said. "Tim Taylor was this happily married man with his great boys and great life, and so he wanted that show to go on forever." Yet Richardson and Alan reunited on Last Man Standing when Richardson guest starred in 2015. Her first comedic role since Home Improvement. Jonathan Taylor Thomas joined the reunion too, playing Richardson's son, who was aptly named Randy. Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Randy Taylor. When Jonathan Taylor Thomas first appeared on Home Improvement, he was just 10 years old. Growing up on set, he became a teenage heartthrob, gathering a massive fan base of tween and teen girls. His star only rose further when he voiced Simba as a cub in the smash hit Disney's The Lion King. He also acted in numerous films throughout the 90s. Yet early fame took its toll. "You have school, friends, learning your lines, and making sure your performance is up to speed," Thomas told People in 1994. "I can't tell you how many shows I've done with full-blown migraine headaches." In 1998, he left Home Improvement to focus on academics, missing the 8th and final season. At the time, his on-screen parents questioned his decision, especially when he refused to return for the show's final episode. "It's a pretty sore point around here," Richardson told TV Guide at the time. "I think there were a lot of bad feelings all along. I don't think it's a good idea that he didn't show up, but I don't always think he gets the best advice." Although he claimed it was because of bad timing, Thomas reportedly refused to show up because he was angry with Alan. When Thomas left the show to go to school but then continued to act in films, Alan made his feelings known. "I mentioned publicly that I was confused," Alan said. "I don't think he liked that." Yet considering that Thomas later collaborated with both Richardson and Alan in Last Man Standing, as both an actor and director, it appears no one held a grudge. And Richardson continues to support her on-screen son, even encouraging him to join her on the SAG-AFTRA National Board, where they now serve together. Richardson often says that Thomas will one day become US president, but it's unlikely that he'll be acting anytime soon. Having focused on academics, he studied philosophy and history at Harvard University and later graduated from the Columbia University School of General Studies. While he appeared in Smallville and Veronica Mars in the years following Home Improvement, Thomas's last television appearance was in 2015 on Last Man Standing. He hasn't done a film since 2005. While some say Thomas may turn to directing, the future remains unclear for the very private former star. Zachery Ty Bryan as Brad Taylor. Even though he played Thomas's older brother on Home Improvement, Bryan is in fact a month younger than his co-star. Can you believe that both of them will celebrate their 40th birthdays this year? Bryan credited his parents with ensuring that he didn't get swept up in his early fame. "They kept me very grounded and I lived a normal life," he said. "A lot of people try to paint this child actor stigma, but I always looked at it as a great opportunity." After Home Improvement, Bryan guest starred in a number of TV series, including Smallville, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Cold Case. His most prominent film role was in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. He later played the title character in made-for-TV movie Thor: Hammer of the Gods. Bryan has also produced films including critically acclaimed 2018 Jamie Bell movie Skin. Yet lately it's been a rocky road for Bryan. A father of 4, he split with his wife Carly Matos late last year. 2 weeks later, he was charged with assaulting his new girlfriend. It seems the jury's still out on his ultimate fate. Taran Noah Smith as Mark Taylor. Home Improvement's youngest star, Taran Noah Smith's acting career began and ended with the show. "I started Home Improvement when I was 7, and the show ended when I was 16, he once said. "I never had the chance to decide what I wanted to do with my life. When I was 16, I knew that I didn't want to act anymore." In a somewhat shocking move, Smith got married at 17 to Heidi Van Pelt, who was 16 years older than him. Their marriage lasted for just over 5 years. Together, the two started a non-dairy cheese manufacturer and restaurant, Playfood, specializing in vegan and organic foods. His marriage wasn't the only controversy surrounding Smith. At 18, when he gained control of his $1.5 million trust fund, he accused his parents of buying themselves a mansion with the funds. Yet all his parents reportedly did was hold on to the money to ensure Smith's wife wasn't after his fortune. The former child star later took back his accusations. "I'd gotten out of the teenage phase and realized my parents weren't doing anything wrong, but were trying to protect me," he said. "I apologized to them, and they were very forgiving and apologized too." Smith's career has taken many fascinating turns over the years. Aside from the restaurant, Smith has worked in disaster relief in the Philippines and on different engineering teams working to manufacture water. These days, Smith spends a lot of time on boats and teaches people how to pilot submarines. Richard Karn as Al Borland. Who could forget Tim's best friend and Tool-Time co-host Al? Like Richardson, Karn wasn't initially part of the Home Improvement cast, but a scheduling conflict with the original actor meant he got the role. Fun fact, Karn's wife, actress Tudi Roche, repeatedly guest-starred on Home Improvement, playing Jill's sister Carrie. After the show wrapped, Karn made a name for himself as a game show host. He presented Family Feud for 4 years and later hosted Bingo America. Like Richardson and Thomas, Karn has also guest-starred on Last Man Standing. Karn and his former co-star and buddy Tim Allen recently teamed up again to host the History Channel show Assembly Required. The show puts builders across the USA to the test as they're challenged to fix a household item and make it work even better than before. It's not quite tool time, but it's guaranteed to entice home improvement fans. Speaking to Jimmy Kimmel about how he adjusted to long hours on the set of reality TV, Allen credited Karn for keeping him focused.
Karn was great because he would calm me down, and some of the best acting, we're acting like real people. That's what it felt like.
We're super excited to see them together again. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click here to learn more about the cast of Tim Allen's current sitcom, Last Man Standing. And as always, stay awesome!